So thank you for being here, all of you, and for our coaches as well for being here. So we're going to start with the first team, which is going to talk about with the project Magic Beans. So Magic Beans project, are you ready?
Yes, teacher, we're ready.
Okay, thank you, Ivana. In this case, we have as coach, international coach, 3 people. Jenny Danielson, she is an artist today. She is here today. She comes from US and she studied in several places in the world. So thank you, Jenny, for being here. We also have Susana Tudor from Valparaiso University in US and Paul Barbato from US also. So thank you, Ivana. So if you are ready, please share your screen and you have the place for starting. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, teacher. Let me share my screen. Tell me if you can see it.
Yes, we can perfectly see it. Thank you, Ivana.
Thank you so much. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Interdisciplinary Symposium on Audiovisual Management of the Edu-Communicative Inclusion of Children with Visual Disabilities. Our team members are Vivian de los Rios, Andy Pozos, Alan Arvizo, and I am Ivana Huerta. We're so excited to present our project, the Magic Beans Method. During the presentation, each one of us will talk about where the idea came from, the creativity process, before the production, the final products, and who our target audience is.
I'm starting to talk about our objectives. Our main idea of the project is to help children with visual disabilities to understand mathematical topics in a dynamic way and with audiovisual materials. I'm going to mention our specific objective, which is help children and adults to learn on an easy way the Magic Beans method to obtain the area of irregular shapes through audiovisual materials such as a storytelling, a podcast, and a song. At the last point, we change the song for the creation of poems. Okay, now I'm going to continue talking about our antecedents. Along 2 months, we were working on the theoretical and practical part of the project, creating the character telling, the animation, a podcast, and a song. Our project is based on educommunication, which proposes a theory and a practice where education in the media, the use of the media in education, and a production of educational content are intervened aspects. We as communicators in the training process have the needing and intention of using new technologies as basic tools to learn, share, transmit, and interact with them the idea of generating knowledge. Visual disability is measured in 4 levels: mild, moderate, and severe. The last degree of visual disability is total blindness, where the person can no longer perceive anything by their sight. Right, perceive colors, shapes, shadows, and taste. Well, depending on the level of their disability, they will need visual aid tools such as magnifying glasses, more brightness in visual materials, or braille. In the education of a child with visual impairment, it is necessary to act as early as possible. Both parents and teachers and people who surround the children must help providing basic materials that allow the kid to obtain experiences of visual, auditory, verbal, and tactile learning. The audiovisual product consists on making a sensible and accountable approximation of the area of an irregular figure using seeds such as beans, rice, lentils, and chickpeas. These learning materials were created in an inclusive way, and it can be used by who suffer or not from any disability. So, well, and this is all for the antecedents. I want to give way to my partner to talk about the workshop. Thank you.
We work in a transdisciplinary workshop with some students from the SIICET. They teach us the problems and how to solve these mathematical, these mathematical problems. And it was great because we could work together and have a final product with two different subjects. Now, my partner will talk about the resources and the strategies.
Hi. The first, we had three principal impediments. The first one was we really didn't know how to teach math to a visual impaired students. And number two, as a communication science, the students' math subjects are not in our area. We had not mastered them and we have not practiced them for a long time. And the number three is the production. As we know, the COVID-19 pandemic made us return home. In addition, most of the team members were foreigners, so face-to-face work was not an option. But in the other way, our creativity is the best resource. In addition to all the illustrations and songs that were included in our productions, we added some fun music and songs from the real life, and also looked for specific voices for our characters. All of these to make more attractive work. And the strategies. Our main strategy to adapt the magic beans method began from the fact of creating characters that were children. Creating scripts with structure and language of fourth year of elementary school children, and adapt the sounds, ambient music, and voices to make it more attractive to this audience. On the other hand, Oliver supported us constantly, getting us how to explain this subject to children in the fourth grade of elementary school, taking into consideration your observations, making necessary corrections in the scripts. And now it's all for strategies and action.
For the construction of characters, a personality guide, a personality test, and the AIDA model were used to have the possibility of choose between the 16 personalities that may exist. In terms of the AIDA model, to develop their attention, interest, desires, and action. An immersion exercise in the characters was also used to give us a clear idea of the thinking of the characters, the actions, and how they interact with each other. This is to have the personalities with which children can't identify, because it's the principal audience.
Well, in class we were talking about the transmedia products. First, we have the question: what's the meaning of transmedia? Transmedia refers to the interaction between different forms of media leading to convergence, as well as to transfer of the contents of one form of media to another. In other words, in this relationship, it is a relationship between different forms of media. Transmedia storytelling is a practice of telling stories across multiple media platforms, where each medium makes a unique contribution to this story world. Any combination of media may be used to do this, including movies, TV, online video, web apps, video games, blog entries, radio, and advertisement. Some famous examples of this narrative are Harry Potter, Star Wars, or Marvel, where a whole universe is created between books, movies, comics, video games, and many other products. Now we'll show you some previews of the products we have created. After we see the video, I'll explain how transmedia is applied in our project. So now I'll run the video. Give me a moment, please.
Era una mañana soleada de primavera y las semillas asistían felices a la escuela jardín, la escuela más reconocida y bonita de todo San Luis Potosí, a donde todas las semillas asistían para aprender lo necesario sobre su sembrío y crecer grandes y fuertes.
¡Woohoo! Ya terminé. Esto estuvo súper fácil. Terminen rápido para alcanzar a jugar. ¡Vamos, amigos!
Es que la verdad no entendí la actividad. Me distraje viendo a la ventana las semillas de quinto grado jugando en su receso.
Simplemente tenemos que ver cuántas veces cabemos en el área de plantado. Y así al final multiplicamos las medidas de nuestro cuerpo para obtener el espacio.
El día de hoy hablaremos sobre cómo sacar el área lo más aproximado posible de las figuras irregulares. Y todo lo haremos con ustedes, frijol, arroz y lenteja. Ustedes serán mis acompañantes del día de hoy y enseñaremos mediante la forma de su cuerpo a cómo sacar el área de un determinado espacio. Para empezar, quiero que alguien empiece explicando la diferencia entre figuras regulares e irregulares.
Yo, maestra.
Frijol, arroz y lenteja, muy buenos amigos son. Juegan juntos en el recreo y hacen equipo en el salón. La maestra Garbanzo prepara muy bien sus clases, las hace divertidas y enseña a resolver necesidades.
Yo soy Frijol y esto les cuento. Que un día por haberme distraído, un ejercicio no fue comprendido. Las matemáticas nunca fueron lo mío, pero hoy en mis amigos yo confío.
Soy Arroz, el más inteligente de la clase. Si de matemáticas se tratase, con manos puedo ayudarte.
Estas eran tres semillas que, aunque más que amigas, los saberes compartían, con aquella lección que les ayudaría.
Esta fue una producción de la Universidad Autónoma de San Luis Potosí a través de la Facultad de Ciencias de la Comunicación y el Museo Interactivo Incluyente de Producción Audiovisual Transmedia, MIPAD, en colaboración con el Instituto para Ciegos y Débiles Visuales, Ezequiel Hernández Romo y Pasidevi. Gracias por aprender con nosotros. Hasta la próxima.
Well, this was just a preview of the products we made. As you can see in the video, we work on three different products: storytelling, podcast, and song or poem. Creating them was a great challenge, since it represented having the creativity to transmit mathematical topics to children with visual disabilities. So it had to be explained in great detail in an easy and fun way. The three audiovisual products are related to each other. In one, the problem is posed, where a being cannot find the area of its solving. In another, the teacher explains how to solve it, and finally, the stories are together in the poem. And this is how the transmedia narrative is applied in our project. Well, this was this was the project we've been working the whole semester. Thank you so much for coming. We hope you like it, and if you have any commentary or any question, please let us know.
Thank you so much, Ivana, and the rest of the team, Andy, Vivian, and Adam. We are going to welcome Jenny Danielson. She is an art critic and art writer. She studied in France, Great Britain, and Sweden. Thank you, Jenny, for being here with us today. And please, do you have? We'll be very happy if you share with us your comments. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for letting me see this. I absolutely love the characters. They're so sweet, and they're also very distinctive. I like how you work with the colors. The one is in a specific shape, and he's white. So obviously this is Mr. Rice. Oh no, sorry, I can't remember the actual name, but I love that. They're quite distinctive. I don't know, the older one, Mrs. Something, why is she called Mrs. Something and the others just have first names and surnames? Did you have an idea behind that? Is she the older one? Yes?
I'm sorry, actually she has a name. She is Mrs. Maria Garbanzo. Miss Mary Chickpea. Yeah.
All right, so that makes total sense then. She's got a specific role to play within the story. Makes so much sense. I love those. One thing that I was thinking about within the film is that you have very small decorations and so on within the film. We're talking, your audience is children with visual impairments. Is that something you've been thinking about? Could that be a bit too small and too dotted around for them to actually see? Could that sort of blur the vision?
We make it like very visual for the ones who help the kids.
I see.
Maybe some other kids that have no visual disabilities will see this video so they can understand it too.
Okay, that makes total sense then, because that's something I picked up on. Also, when you say storytelling and podcasting, it will be connected. So there will be a story, and then the podcast, will that be like a radio show when you have a presenter and that person will be bringing in other interviews? Is that the idea, or is it more of an audio book story, something like that? What are your ideas around the podcast?
Well, it is part of the story. In the storytelling, we show the story, what happened with the characters, and in the podcast, we want to show the part of the story that is not telling the storytelling, where the teacher showed them how to solve the problem.
All right, I think it makes so much sense. And again, I really love your characters. I think they're quite distinctive, and I like how you work with the colors on them. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Jenny, and we are really happy that you said yes in such a short time and you are here with us today. Thank you. And well, if you would like to stay and see the rest of the teams, that will be great. Thank you. And well, thank you for the team also. And we're going to start with the next team. Thank you all.